Okay, welcome to the show. This is the giant Propel SLR, and today we're going to do a bike check. So I've made some upgrades to the bike, a number of things, so I figured I'd do an overall bike check with you guys. Just so you see what we got so far for this custom build that I've done for the giant Propel SLR. Like always, if you guys like this, make sure you put in the comments below. If you want to see any other videos of this content, make sure you let me know as well. I still have a couple things in build here. As you can see, well, can't see from this side, but we still are not running Di2, and I plan within the next month or so to get the upgrade for that. I did price that out through Performance Bicycle, about $800 for the Di2 upgrade with Ultegra, so I plan to do that within the next month or so. So hopefully we'll do a build on that. But let's begin. So first of all, as you can see, we have the giant Propel SLR one frame. So it's kind of a one-of-a-kind frame. They didn't make too many of these frames. They were kind of, I don't want to say special order, they're very special with giant. It's the SLR aluminum, extremely lightweight. When I took this frame on its own and I compared it to my Propel SL frame, it is just a little bit lighter. And the reason being is the seat post is a little bit lighter. Some people think that the mass seat post is lighter, which it is for the most part when you're talking about the carbon fiber. For some reason this comes out a little bit lighter. And that's the fork, the frame, no handlebars and stem, no seat, no group set, no wheels. Of course that includes brakes as well, no bottle cages, nothing like that. So that's just a plain frame, and it comes out just a little bit lighter than the SL. So as you can see, what we have, still have the 105 group set. I think I'm going to continue to keep the brakes. So I don't have direct mount on here because it doesn't do direct mount, but I do like these over the cantilever brakes that were used for that same year of the giant Propels for all models. So the previous years they used a special aero brake that came back here, and then we're in the same spot on the rear. They're cantilevers, so I really didn't like those. They're not very powerful. These tend to be a lot better, especially when you've got carbon fiber wheels. Okay, so still has the same aero fork, same identical fork, just with a different mounting area for the standard rim brake. Moving back, as you can see here, we have Mavic Cosmic Pro SLs. These aren't the Mavic Cosmic Ultimates. The Mavic Cosmic Ultimates are actually a cheaper wheel. These are the Pro SLs. They are a full carbon fiber wheel. Actually a very lightweight wheel, as well as these are the tubeless system. So got these whole wheels as a system with the tires. As you can see, we have the Mavic tires on there as well. These are an aero spoke, so they're Mavic's proprietary spokes. Very nice. So as you can see here, you have the sealed core. By the way, setup on these wheels are absolutely awesome. I will have a link to the video for that, where I actually run through the whole setup of these wheels. Absolutely awesome. Don't have to put on the tires. They're already sent to you with the tires on. All you have to do is put sealing in, pump them up, and you're ready to go. So putting the sealing in is the hardest part, just because of the way they send it to you. In the rear as well, we have the same wheel and tire system. By the way, these are 25 mil tires, and these Mavic tires have been doing absolutely awesome. Great for the wet as well. They have this little, it's kind of like this little groove here that kind of wicks away the water, takes the water away from the inner part of the wheel and pushes it towards the outer side of the tire. So working really good. I do have my next set of tubeless, which is the only thing. It's real easy to get Vittorias and Hutchinson in California out here. So harder to get the Mavics. I'm sure there are some places that sell the Mavic tires, but I think the next one I'm going to try is the Hutchinson, and we'll see how those work. But for now, these seem to be working good. Okay, we also got the Mavic skewers. As you can see, front and rear Mavic skewers, really lightweight Mavic skewers. Okay, so up to the cockpit. removed the original contact bar and stem. Didn't even go with the SL. We went right to the SLR, which is carbon fiber bar and stem. So this is not just the overdrive. I had to go with Giant because they're really the only company that makes the overdrive, which means it's a 1.5 inch steer tube up here. So you kind of have to stick with Giant. But their SLR is, as you can see how thick this stem is, it's very thick. It's all, I don't want to say it's twice as thick. It's about like 3 mils thicker than your standard stems that you get from 3T or anybody else. So it's very stiff, very oversized, great for the pros. Absolutely swear by these. Marcel Kittel swore by this bar and stem combo for when he was sprinting. He's a real strong guy, about my size physically. So I figured something like this would be perfect. Now I do have a little bit of adjustments to make. I still need to bring the brake levers up a little bit higher. They're a little far down for me when I initially set this up. So once the bar tape wears out, which probably going to be here in the next week or so, I intend to do that. Still using the 105 brake levers. They are still working really well, as you can see. But yep. The nice thing also about this bar and stem is it has a titanium bolts. Just means you have to be a little bit more careful when you're torquing it down, and make sure you use plenty of fiber grip. So got the fiber grip in there. Got the new K-Edge Garmin mount. This is the one that has the pivot bolt, and it's a second section here. It's a little bit more aerodynamic. I got the Garmin Edge 520. Absolutely loving that. Working out great. And I have it set up so it can go on both my Giant bikes as well. Okay. As we move back on the bike, still have the original outer cable housing. Have not changed that out for this. It's a higher end Jaguar. It's very, very expensive cabling, so don't feel really the need to change that out. I think I'm going to keep that the way it is. Okay. I have the Elite Custom Pro bottle cages. Absolutely love those. I could have gone with the Carbon Pros, but the thing with those is they're quite a bit more expensive, and these hold the bottles just as good. I like the rubber piece here. If I do ever change, I'll probably go to a carbon fiber, but I'll probably go to like a Giant, because Giant has a nice carbon fiber bottle cage that is not expensive whatsoever. It's really nice. So got the Camelback. Always use the Camelback bottles. So that's what I'm using for those. I was using bigger ones for this, but I decided to go with the smaller ones for this bike, just because it's a little bit lighter, and this is a lighter weight bike. Okay, moving back, as you can see, we have the 105 cranks. We'll take a look at the other side, and then of course we have the 105 crank arms. As you can see, I have my magnet here for my cadence sensor, and that is a built-in RideSense Bluetooth cadence and speed sensor. Okay, and as you can see here, right down there is the magnet for the speed sensor. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to spin the bike around, because I want to show the other side. So sorry about the change of view here, folks. Trying to do this one-handed. Okay, there we go. Got it spun around. So there's the other side with the 105 cranks. They work just fine. The only thing you're going to get different with like Ultegra and Dura Ace is you're going to get a lighter crank, and it's just going to be just different materials. Okay, so that's the 105. Got the Look Keo blades. They look to Max, the Keo 2 Max blades. Okay, so these aren't the carbon fiber ones. They don't have the carbon fiber blade. It has their special polymer one. but got these pretty much with my performance bike membership. With the credit I had, I got these for, these typically run $200, and with performance bike had them on sale for 119 bucks, and I got them for free because I had enough credit that I was able to get these for free. So that's why I got those. Probably next pedals I'll get are some Garmin Vector pedals. $500 you can get single-sided, and they're Look Keo compatible. So front derailleur is a 105. This is a long pull derailleur. It's not like the new ones that are the shorter derailleurs, and those just adjust instead of using the adjustment knob at the front. They have an adjustment bolt down there, very similar to you have an adjustment knob here. That's the thing about the new derailleurs, and that's on the Contend. The Contend has the new 105 derailleur, which is like the new All-Traeger derailleur. Okay, so we still have the same 105. This isn't the short cage derailleur. This is a medium cage derailleur. As you can see, I have a 32 tooth All-Traeger cassette in the back, compact chain in the front, 50-34, and 11-32 in the back. The All-Traeger, absolutely loving it. Great for climbing out here. It's just been a dream. So really loving that. Some people ask me why you got a chain protector on a road bike. You shouldn't have that much chain slap, but you do. So you hit some bad roads. You're not always on perfect roads. It does slap a little bit. The nice thing with the Giant, it's a neoprene. It velcros on. It's got the nice heavy rubber on the top and the bottom, and it just prevents your chain. It looks good. It doesn't look gaudy or weird or anything. It's not like a homemade one. It's not a bunch of rubber on there. Most people never use them on their road bikes, but I actually absolutely swear by it. So I have it on my mountain bike as well, but I swear by it on my road bike. So then we move up. You got the traditional Giant carbon fiber Aero seat post. We have a Blackburn Leggera titanium saddle, okay, which I've absolutely been loving. Funny thing is, I bought this because they had it on sale on Jensen's for like 20 bucks, I believe. So I bought a bunch of stuff, and I wanted a new saddle. It was before I was riding the Adamos, and I bought this thing, and I was like, I never rode it, never used it. So the funny thing is, it's titanium, but they painted the rails, which I kind of find is a little hilarious. So they painted it because they wanted to be able to put the markings on it. So the paint part's chipping, which isn't a big deal. I could literally just strip this off. But the nice thing is with the titanium, it's not just light, but it's really flexy. But the top part of the saddle isn't flexy, and the way they took and made the saddle and wrapped it around, and then they bolted all the pieces of plastic underneath the shell. It's nice and makes the outside very nice, and it just really wraps the saddle up really nice. The other thing I really like about this is the top cover is a very shiny, slick material. So it means that when I'm standing out of the saddle and I'm maybe climbing up a hill, when I go to sit in the saddle, I don't catch myself on the saddle like a lot of saddles that are real sticky. So I can slide in and out and change my position on the saddle quite a bit. Unlike a time trial saddle where you want to keep the same position all the time. In road cycling, we change positions on the bike saddle quite often. So with this, being it's flat, it's not curved, I can change my position quite a lot and stay very comfortable on the saddle, and I can slide on and off it without actually catching my shorts on it. I've had a lot of problems with catching my shorts on my saddles and actually ripping my shorts. So with this, I don't ever have that problem. It also has a nice cutout channel relief in there. But it's a very, as you can see, very flat saddle. But it's been great for me. The only thing I don't like is it has bolts for a bag, but it doesn't give you a whole lot of position because the rails, the way you can't really see them, but it has this plastic that comes all the way down and catches the rails here, so you don't actually get the rails coming back in the back. So you have to kind of push the saddle back just a tiny bit to get your saddlebag on. So I have a Lesign saddlebag, and I have tire levers, and I have my one tool in there. I have found that I do not need to use inner tubes anymore, because if I get a tear that's so big that it's not going to seal on my tubeless, that it's probably too big for the inner tube, and it's probably going to puncture. So I could carry a patch kit, which is what I do, and I could carry an inner tube along with the patch kit, but I don't really see a purpose for both. So I just carry the patch kit, and if this gets too bad, if I have too bad of a tear, I can actually repair it with the patch kit, put a little bit of sealant in there, let it dry, and then just keep riding. Normally it works pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. That's it pretty much for the bike. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Click up here to subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos. You'll get notified when we do have videos coming in. And as always, you can click up here and there's another video as well. And remember, keep riding.